Alright, hey guys, I'm here with you again with another one of my homemade airplanes. And this one is, I'd have to say, my best yet. And they keep getting better. Every time get a little bit more experience, the plane ends up a little bit better. And I don't have a name for this one, but this one is more of a glider type. Um, the way I test my plane is I throw them down the stairs and because it's the highest thing in my house, but I mean, I threw this thing and it only dropped about like 1 or 2 feet over the time of the flight. I mean, it flew all the way across the room. It barely dropped at all. It was just like smooth sailing. And so I knew I really had a good body style. And so here is what it is. It is made up. The wing is made out of a thin piece of cardboard. Just cut it off this. Just regular old cardboard. It's kind of thin, but sturdy. So piece of cardboard. When I make my planes, I build a standard for the wing. I always build a standard airframe because the wing is one of the heaviest things to build, and I never build a plane without a digital pocket scale. I have one over there. I'm not gonna grab it right now, but I've talked about them. You need a pocket scale if you want to make one of these right. I believe this one weighs in at 39 grams. Um, I don't know why, but when I make these, I always end up making them 2-channel. I mean, I could make them 3-channel. I could even make them 4-channel. I mean, I have everything to make them 4-channel, but they get a little bit heavy, and since I'm just messing around, I'm not looking for 4-channel flight. I mean, if I wanted a 4-channel airplane, I just would have went and bought a new fuselage for my plane, and. But I wanted to test my skills and make something. So just let me talk about the plane a little bit more. As you can see, the wing has a tiny bit of slope, little tiny bit of upslope. You can barely tell, just enough, and that gives it a little bit of lift. Also, I have an airfoil. I don't know if you guys have noticed. It's very small, but it does make an effect. I don't know if you guys are familiar. You can also create an airfoil by a step-down effect. So say you have a flat wing and you don't want to shape a wing to make it, wing shaped, like a real airplane. What you can do is you can have your bottom piece and then you can lay another piece down on top of that, and it'll make a step down, and the step will create enough drag to over the top of the wing to make the plane lift. So as you can see, I have this structural bamboo rod, which I make the fuselage out of. I mean, these are great. I really recommend using these bamboo skewers, usually for barbecuing. Barbecue food skewer for food. And I mean, they're really sturdy and they only weigh like 2.6 grams. So really awesome for making the body out of. They just mount everything right onto it. But anyway, back to the wing. It has this bamboo rod that goes across, and that creates a step up for the wind that has to overcome. And then also, as you can see, I have it cut out, and the bottom is the tape side, so the bottom side is smooth, and since this side is the cut side, as you can see, it goes down. That creates drag also, and it all adds up and it creates a lift. And because the way lift works, lift is created by drag, a difference in drag over the top wing and the bottom wing, and the difference in drag causes it to lift. The speeds of the air. And then so I have the bamboo skewer body, bamboo skewer at the top. It's got lift. You're probably wondering what this weird thing is in the front. This is just a piece of styrofoam because I've flown many planes in the past, and just from experience, I always fly these in front of my house, and I know that when they land in the street, the prop will come down and land like this, and it'll hit the street and it'll bend and it'll break, and that's how you break props. So I found out if you put one of these on here, it'll can only bend so much, and then it hits this, and then it saves your prop. So it's kind of ugly, but it serves a purpose. I also have a little dot of hot glue on the front of the propeller to give it a little bit of cushion. But yeah, the back of this plane is made out of a Chinese food takeout. See, it used to be a happy face, or used to say something. See, you can see right there, there's still some words. It says have a good day. But yeah, that's made out of Chinese food takeout. The wing is made out of cardboard. If you guys are wondering what I used to make this in between, that is clear tape. And I'll show you what kind of tape I use. I don't think I've showed it in any of the videos. I've used the same roll over and over again. Let me oh, it's right here. This is it. Just clear packing tape. You know, usually you guys ever seen those packing guns? It's on a gun. You go pack a box or quick moving. Took it off one of those things. It's Staples brand, so you can get it at Staples. I for sure. But yeah, this stuff works great. Usually it just takes 2 strips to cover up a hole, and it's really light and it's really strong, and I think it looks really cool. Gives my plane the skeleton look. So when it's flying, people are like, "Man, how's the thing flying? It's got holes in it." And you know, it's not till I show them that. Well, they obviously they can probably deduct, but it's clear and it looks pretty cool. So I don't really have a name for this plane. Kind of looks like a seagull. I like naming them after birds. Seagull just because it's white, but it does have this thing in the front. It's 11:46 at night. It took me probably like 3 hours to make this plane. Started after dinner. Actually, I've been working on it for, I guess it's been an all-night project. I mean, a couple hours, 4 hours or so. Time's kind of passed. I haven't really noticed. But it's done. I've test flown it down the stairs a bunch of times. It just flies like a freaking arrow. I mean, this thing, it doesn't lose any altitude. It just, you throw it and it is dart. It just flies good. It flies really good. So I'm really anxious to test it tomorrow. But I have no doubt that it will fly good. The way I balance my planes, I know a plane will fly if you got the right center of gravity. Things to make something fly, you need to know the weight. One, you need to know the weight. You need to know the thrust of your motor, and you need to know your center of gravity. Those are the 3 things. If you have those 3 things, you can make it fly. I know this motor because I've had this motor going on full speed, and I put it above my scale, and it produces about 28 grams of lift, and the plane only weighs or 20 grams of thrust, around 30 grams of thrust. I'm pretty sure 28 is safe, and the plane itself only weighs 39 grams. And it has 28 grams of thrust, so it has plenty of power to pull this thing. Because say it was pulling it straight up, that means this plane only weighs 10 grams instead of, you know, almost 40. So I mean, 10 grams flying this way. I mean, if it was going this way, that would be a big deal. Obviously, it wouldn't be able to lift it this way, but horizontally, while the plane is getting lift and speed, you know, it has no problem. But yeah, the way I measure my center of gravity usually, I haven't set the body yet. This body is actually skewered through this piece of foam, so when I find the center of gravity like, I'm gonna mount it, gonna hot glue it. This is all hot glued. But the way I find it is the way you know your center of gravity is take your wing and in your mind part it into thirds. So 1, 2, 3. And take your fingers and put them 1/3 of the front third. Put them on the line of the front third. And if your plane balances out, see how my plane is perfectly balanced? You know it's gonna fly. See I go up and down? It's not tilting either way. I mean it can move, see it can tilt, but look, it goes right back. Here, I'll tilt it. So what happens, this is all going on in flight too, so what happens, it's gonna drop, and then it's gonna swoop back up. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Um, you know, I never have a video of me actually flying these things. You guys have to take my word for them or build them yourselves if they fly, but they do actually fly. I mean, if they didn't fly, I wouldn't be doing this, but they fly until I crash them, and then I have to go to the hobby store and then get new parts, and then by then I just want to make a whole new plane, so, that's how I ended up this one. As you can see, this one is just, tail rudder. I just have tail, because the way I design all my planes is, I give them enough lift to, if I give the throttle, it will automatically climb. So all these planes automatically climb, and then, so you really only have to worry about turning, and, turn off the throttle, it'll glide and come down, turn them back on throttle, it'll go up. I always, since I started flying planes, I started on the 2-channel air hogs. I used to buy them at Walmart for like 30 bucks, like when I was a kid, and so I always got used to flying that. It was a real simple way of flying, really cheap, really easy, and so, it just seemed like the easiest way for me to make my own, and, I mean, it works great. I have a blast. People always go, "Hey, man, what are you flying?" I go, "Oh, man, I made this thing." People are always really surprised that I make these planes and they actually fly. So, yeah, this is probably the fourth or fifth or sixth plane that I made, and, I'm starting to get it dialed in. This is the first plane that actually looks like a plane. The other ones are kind of oddball looking, and I just told myself, don't try to remake the plane. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to remake the wheel, which it was a dumb idea because, so many people before me, smarter than me, have already thought of plane, you know. So I just went for a very traditional design, and, it works really great. And, if you have any questions, just let me know. My name's Cody, and, have a good one.